So the thing I keep thinking about is, was it worth it to be happy for a little bit, even though it ended up sad? Or would it have been better if the whole thing never happened?
Fuck. Many people are living without love, whether you had one too many heartbreaks, are too afraid to open up and try, or you just never had a chance to begin with.
Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks. Bitches ain't shit but hoes and tricks.
Bro, without a doubt, love inevitably brings pain. And when that does happen, you can either search for other fish in the sea, or you could just watch BoJack Horseman alone in a dark room to internalize everything that's happened within your life and just...
I went back in the pool.
Long story short, what I'm trying to say is...
Squat. Freedom up. Damn, I don't wanna be a play. I just want you to whine slow on me like a Jamaican.
She actually said, like, you know, I know how it went before in the past, and I wanted to actually try this time, this, and the third, and I believed it. Like a dumbass, I believe words over actions. Never do that.
No.
Having a proper relationship is pretty much slim to none now. In the past, of course, it worked pretty well because we had specific roles and, you know, the tradition of things, but as of now, with hot girl summers, you know, the whole culture from men and women alike, I mean, I personally say that a man low-key has to be a hoe in order to satisfy a woman, but you know, that's a topic for another day. The biggest issue is that unconditional love is pretty much
non-existent.
Now, when I say this, I'm basically talking about the fact that people have so many options now, women especially, because of social media and the lack of men being inside a relationship. So it's just a bunch of men going around seeking for whatever, and it's just a lot of options, a lot of simps out there, so on and so forth, right? And because of that, it kind of deviates from the traditional sense of being with a partner through the changes, through the experience. As soon as something goes wrong nowadays, it's really simple to just up and leave, to just go to the next person, and to not be susceptible to change within a relationship, change within a person. If somebody gets, let's say your partner gets a little fat, or let's say they lost a job and they still need to get their shit together, or somebody died, I was closer to them and they kind of like fell off a little bit in a sense of like mental space, they need to like get back to it. All those things, which can be minute in some senses, are now big. Like it's a big factor if any of those things happen and a relationship could just end. And when I say that unconditional love, let's say in the sense of family members, like your mother or father, where you have that unconditional love, you can change in one way, but they still have love for you. You're supposed to have that same type of love within a relationship, or at least that's what I believe, because anything could happen. Like I could be inside a relationship with a woman and let's say my dick falls off the next day. What you gonna do? You just gonna leave me? You don't care about me anymore? More than likely most women would. They would say, fuck it, I'm not getting relieved in this sense anymore. Something has changed and I'm not gonna love this person for who they are. And I'm not just bashing women, because again, it goes both ways, but in general, that type of love, it's very slim to none. It's out there, sure, but it's rare. Now, another thing that I would say is pretty fucking important is respect over love. At least for men, bro, if there's no respect, you can't even get proper love. I'm not gonna lie to you. Because there are certain ways where a woman would test how much respect you have for yourself, how much respect you have for them. And if you become more lenient, like how moldable are you? How much of you can they change? And that shit is a big turnoff for women. So as much as women would want to say, oh, misogynistic men this, oh, egotistical that, they're attracted to men that's like that because they're not as susceptible to change. And women, bro, they could talk a good talk about saying, oh, I would want my man to change for me, this and the third, blah, blah, blah. That is describing the nice guy. Nobody wants the fucking nice guy. Let's keep it a buck, bro. They want somebody who's gonna stand their ground. They don't really give a fuck what you talking about. They low-key gonna be a little disrespectful sometimes, but at the end of the day, they still gonna love you. They need the balance in between. They want somebody who's gonna respect themselves enough to not put up with bullshit, but then again, still come back at the end of the day and be like, yeah, but I still love you, blah, blah, blah. That's the type of shit that they want. They don't want you to have proper conversations all the time and be able to resolve things. Like, again, I'm gonna keep this a buck, bro. It's all good talk. Like, I would say what I've learned more recently is don't trust a bitch for her words, bro. You gotta trust her by her actions and what she go about, because I have some close women friends to me, and like some women I've dealt with before, and they would say some things, and I'm like, bro, there's some valid shit. Like, you keeping it above me, I'll fuck with it. Like, this, that, and the third. Now I realize that when they are saying these things, sure, it may sound like a logical sense that they're coming from, but more than likely, within that point in time, that logical sense is more of an emotional sense. This is how they're feeling emotionally. And again, since emotions are susceptible to change, once it changes later on, they just act like whatever they said before never happened, or that, oh, this is how I'm feeling right now, so bump what I said before. So you can't really trust the words that's coming out their mouth most of the time. Again, I'm saying this in a generalizing way. I know not all women are like that, but with an experience from being close to a woman, as in friends or in a sexual way, that's the way I've been seeing it. It's just, don't trust these bitches, bro. And the last fact is just how much more of a risk it is to do it nowadays. Again, because of social media, because of dating apps, because of all the opportunities and options that's readily available. It's like, why would you put all your time and effort into putting inside a relationship, time, effort, and money, and whatever else that comes along with it, when it's something that you have to fight for continuously? Like, sure, you want to fight for love, but like, no, you don't want to fight for love. I'll fight for some pussy sometimes. Like, if I gotta like spit some game and I'm like competing with some guys just so I can hit, sure, that's one thing. But like, fighting for love consistently, why would I do that? Why would I do that? Like, real shit, that's just like, that's such a degrading thing, to where it's like, sure, regardless of the fact you want to be able to level yourself up and do X, Y, Z, but whether you want to be egotistical about it or whatever or not, there's always gonna be a better man somewhere, somehow. If you're not some fucking billionaire somewhere that got a fucking 10-pack abs, a fucking 8-inch cock, what the fuck are you gonna do? There's always gonna be somebody better. And the only way that you could really be inside like a healthy relationship is if y'all are both okay with each other and no longer looking outwards. Nowadays, I'll be honest, it's hard for women not to look outwards because they just have so many fucking options. It's all over the place. What can they do? Let the bitch choose. I'm not gonna lie, let the bitch choose. And if that's the case, I'm not gonna fight for it. If you wanna choose somebody else, choose somebody else. No funny, that's okay. That's how I'm gonna be out here fucking bitches and hoes again. Do I really want to though? No. Am I actually gonna do it? Probably so. Fuck bitches, get money. Fuck bitches and get money. That's all I had to say. But look at this chump from a little while ago. This nigga was depressed. It's hard to understand how somebody can come within your life, tell you, I know you don't want to do this, but I'll show you that I really want to try. And then we do these things, sure. Some acts of showing happen, some effort is there. And after months of doing this, abruptly, it's just ended like that. And there's no word of communication of why, even though at the beginning of us starting it saying that communication is key, whether it's inside a relationship or not, just person to person communication, just let somebody know what's going on. And I even had, there was a month before the trip of last month, I specifically said this because I said it would have been okay and it would have been fine, bro. I specifically asked, I said, hey, I know we didn't really go over this question, but like, are you looking to make this, like, are we exclusive right now? Are you trying to make this exclusive right now? Are we okay with still having other options? Because like, again, I would have been okay. I'm like, all right, cool. You got your other options. I'll have mine. Let's just like still get to know each other. No, she said, oh, and that's, it's such a, being so green to a relationship and relationship type things. When you hear certain things, it's just like, oh wow, this person's being dead ass. She said, thanks for bringing this up. I believe we should talk about this more. I think we are moving towards exclusivity, and I want it to be that way because I'm serious about you and I'm serious about us. Aww. I've never really heard words like that before. Us and we, basically making it like a collective. I've never heard of stuff like that. And hearing that stuff, it means something to me. And I realize it shouldn't because, again, not everybody has the same thoughts and stuff. But like, gee whiz, bro. Gee fucking whiz.